Alright folks, so just carrying along here on this demolition project. This just want to show you some of the more of the lumber that I salvaged out of the addition there. So altogether, with the lumber that I salvaged from the carport and the lumber that I salvaged from the addition, I pretty much have all of the lumber that I'm going to need there to frame my new roof over the new deck and my little porch. And believe it or not, that little pile of lumber there at today's prices is worth about $2,000. So, I'm gonna save it, recycle it, reuse it. It's really good lumber. You actually can't buy lumber this good nowadays. It's an SPF, which is a spruce pine fir grade. SPF is the grade stamp on it. So there's actually quite a bit of fir in there. So yeah, good lumber there. So I'm going to show you here kind of where we're going with this project. And so I have yeah, this is my conceptual drawing. Just on the side of here, this is the way I kind of do things. I just think about things and I just draw a picture on the wall somewhere, and this is going to get transformed into a set of drawings, a set of plans that we will submit to the local building authority. But this is basically where we're going with this. This is not to scale. This is just very rough, just hand drawn on the wall here. But we've had people stopping by wondering what the heck we're going to do with this place. So this here is the original mobile home right in here. This is what we're doing all this demolition for. We want to get down to this basic unit, and then we're going to start building new. So what we've done is we've taken off that deck and carport that came out down here before, and just very low here. We had those steps coming up the end here, which was very unattractive. So what we're going to be doing with the new deck is we are going to be putting in a flat soffit in there instead of that angled one down, because that angled one came down quite low. We're going to be putting a 6x6 timber post here, there'll be several of these down the side here to support the new roof. And then we're going to put a pitched roof on to blend in with the existing mobile home roof. So this is how it will look from the front. We're going to create this gable, which is going to give us some interest and get away from that that shed thing that was here before. Then we're going to run the steps off the side instead of off the end, so the steps will go down. We're going to have the pavers landing down here, and so this will be the way up to the home now. We're going to get rid of that bow window that's in the front. That's a very dated look, and we're going to do an extended bay here. So this section will stick out, and then I'm going to go with 2 windows here instead of the 3 in the bay. And then on the side over here, we're out the back door. So there's the back door over there. I'm going to be building just a little porch here, and the roof is going to come out this way, and this will be the new cooking area. So again, we're going to do the 6x6 timber posts here, and we're going to do the black railings like we usually do here, and black railings on the step. And so you can see how that's going to become quite a more modern, updated look. All right, so I'll show you what I'm doing outside here. Okay, so outside I started to strip this away. I've got that old carpet all up. I've got the rails off on this deck, and you can see that in spite of the roof that was up here before, we had leakage, and down along here, this is all rotten. Once I picked up that carpet, you could see this. You see this all along here where it's black and stained. Okay, over here, this corner here is really rotten. It's completely rotted out. We've got plywood here that's not rated for outside exposure, so we're going to be putting all pressure treated material here. Here you can see here's another area here that is stained and rotten. Okay, again, in spite of that roof being up here, and that's because where the transition was, it leaked, and I've talked about that before, how that always leaks, and this is just evidence of that. So the new deck is going to come out about a foot past here, the side of the door, and it's going to go to about a foot past the man door over there. And so basically this whole section of deck is going to get eliminated. We just want to scale this down and sort of give us more landscaping, and it'll be more aesthetically pleasing as well. All right, so then around here, I'll show you what's underneath here. So here we got a mess underneath here. I'm starting to clean this out. So we've got this carpet. They put carpet down. I think there's concrete underneath here. I'm not sure, but all through here there's carpet. There's been a cat in here, and it's just really smelly, and it's wet and damp in here, very moldy. You can just the mold is just wafting out of here. It's just really a strong smell. And at the back there, at the right side, here you see that box that's framed out. That's that little room that I was telling you about. And what they've done is they've dug a pit there, and yeah, they've got all kinds of stuff in there. And I'll show you that when I get a little further along. But you know, just all this stuff underneath here just attracts varmints, critters, you know, rats, mice, bugs, mold. You can see they got this insulation there, which serves no purpose at all. You know, it just you know, creates nests for things. All right, stay tuned. All right, so I've got this cleaned up underneath the deck here, and I got all that junk hauled out of there. And for those of you who've been following us on the channel here, we in the process of demolition here, I've got there was a set of stairs that was coming down here. You can see where that brown board was. Those stairs came down here, and then this there was vinyl skirting on the mobile home and around the deck here, and that green plywood was originally the original skirting, which was wood on wood framing. And so here you can see along the side here, we've taken all the vinyl off, and we're down to the what would be the original you know, wood skirting. So this is all going to be coming out of here. Same with all of that. All that framing there is going to come out, and we'll be putting in the new vinyl skirting and no wood. But this is that room I was telling you about. You can see this little box that's built here, and this door right here is the access into that room, and I'm going to take you in there and show you that. I didn't discover that room until we were doing the electrical certification, and you can't get to it from underneath the mobile home itself. You know, this was all closed in here with skirting, and then we had the steps and skirting, and the only access into there was from that other end of the deck there where you see it open. And so there was you know, there was an access panel to get in there, and then you had to crawl through underneath the deck to get to this this little place here. So before we go underneath there, I'll just kind of show you how things are coming along over here at the front. Yeah, so here we've got this skirting removed and starting to open it up underneath. And again, here you can see this is the original, well, not the original, but you know, they did a skirting update where they put this vinyl skirting on. Okay, and then underneath that we have the old original wood skirting, which has been attached to all this wood framing. You know, again, all this wood framing's coming out of there, that wood's coming off the bottom, that sill, that all just collects mold and stuff. You can see here how rotten this is, which is just, you know, it's just typical of when you put wood down, you know, that close to ground contact. So another thing we've been talking about here is how, you know, they around the back there, along the sides, they piled up the soil against the skirting, and you can see here where they've done the same thing. All right, so we're going to be correcting this. You know, there's probably about an 8-inch difference between, you know, the soil on the outside there and inside of the crawl space there, and we want to kind of get that leveled out, evened out before we you know, put our new skirting in. So what we will be doing here is this old sidewalk's coming out. That's a sidewalk basically to nowhere, and then we're going to adjust this. We're going to grade this so it'll go out flat and then up the bank there. So that will give us a nice place now to put our new skirting and not have dirt pushing. So I'm not sure if it's going to show up on the camera, but you can see how, you know, this is all pushed in like this on the bottom, so it's out of plumb. And that's just from years and years and years of, you know, soil pushing against it, and then you water it and it just keeps moving and moving and moving. So you can kind of see now how we're starting to look. I've got this all cleaned out here, underneath here. So now we're starting to get a look to see what's underneath this home. Again, you know, there was a lot of garbage in here. It was collecting mold and mildew. It's really starting to smell better here. You know, even inside, when you go inside of the home, if you got like this home did smell moldy inside of it, but you know, we're not finding any mold in the actual home itself. You know, there was mold in that addition, but we're not seeing any like in the original old unit itself. But it was smelling like mold, and you know, a lot of that odor was coming from the addition. Now the addition is gone, you know, it's dissipated a lot of that. But when you have a mold underneath here, you know, although this looks, you know, sort of tight, it's not. You know, so you can get odors going up, you know, into your home from this space. So, you know, if this is clean and nice and tidy and stuff down here, it smells a lot better, and you know, you just helps avoid some of those smells permeating up into your unit. So if you're having you know, some strange smells in your mobile home, take a look underneath. If it's moldy and smelly and icky underneath there, you know, maybe you just need to clean that out. But here you can see again, this home is sitting on cribs, and you know, here they've used cinder blocks in some places, and over there they got some timbers, and here they've got the wood cribs. It's sort of a mishmash again of stuff, but you know, this is just on the way to start cleaning things up. Another thing here is that we're not seeing is no ventilation underneath here, so there's been no way for air to, you know, circulate through the crawl space and dry it out, and you know, get rid of those odors that are not desirable. I know if you live in a cold climate where it's like minus 50, minus 60, whatever, you know, you like to close the thing up tight and insulate it and all that, but where we are in our climate, it's you know, we live in a semi-arid desert, and we like to have the ventilation. What's different about this one compared to others that I have renovated is this one has plastic down, this plastic sheeting, and the other ones that I've done so far haven't had this. This actually is code for the modern code, so when they put this one back up in the, you know, the mid 80s, you know, they did put this down, which is kind of interesting. And the idea of that is to prevent radon gas from coming from the soil up into the crawl space. In our area, you know, there's different pockets of radon, so this must be a pocket where there's been radon gas found, and so that's why they required the plastic. Now the problem with the plastic is that underneath there, it traps moisture that comes up from the ground, and you will get mildew underneath the plastic. So you know, you've kind of captured everything underneath that plastic. But you can see, like, we've got it opened up at the back, way back there, and at the front here now the air is circulating through here, and it's really starting to clean up nicely. So right over here, right here, this is where there was access to get through into that into that room, and so you had to crawl through here and come back into this area back here. All right. And there is that little room right there that's been framed out. And the only way to access this is through this panel here. Alright, I just got it cocked open a little bit there. But I'm going to take it and open this up now and show you what we have there. I have a flashlight here. Now keep in mind that, you know, this was all closed off here. You couldn't get here. I'm just going to grab the flashlight, which I have up the top here, because I'm going to need that. right. Okay, so we're going in. All right, so this is the only way into this little area. You see how they have it's been insulated. I'm gonna try and do this so that we don't get the light blocked off. All right, and this is this little room here. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my flashlight on here, and okay, so this hasn't been used for a while apparently. You know, the soil down here has been, you know, it's collapsed, and you know, we've got leaves and stuff, but it's quite deep down in there. So there you can see when I did the electrical certification and I found this here, you know, I had to remove the electrical just in case the inspector, you know, saw it. We had to get rid of that. But here we have a tank of some kind. And this was sitting up on a board. It's really heavy. Whoops, it's got water in it. Okay, and then down in here, that piece of equipment you see there appears to be some kind of a cooler or chiller of some kind. I can't imagine that they would use that for air conditioning. This home had air conditioning, but you know, it had a proper outside air conditioning condenser. There you can see some of the old wiring. There appears to be a line set coming in here with you know, plumbing there. Okay, and this line set up here, that's the original one that came in from outside that we've cut. Then there's this thing here which looks like it's like a water conditioner. Okay, and then here we have a set of taps, hot and cold. Okay, which is really interesting. Okay, and then another tube that goes inside there. On the other side of that is the mobile home crawl space. All right, and then you can see we have these shelves here. Okay, you know, there's some glass jugs and stuff here. So I don't know what they were doing down here. And there was some controls and stuff on here, thermostats. There was a light in here. Right here we have a sensor of some kind. I don't know where that goes, but yeah, kind of interesting. Like, I don't know, you know, what they were doing here. But so now I'm gonna have to get rid of all this stuff, you know, pull this all out of here, get rid of all this, and then we'll be, you know, filling this pit in here and leveling it off. There you can see where they've got wood, you know, holding the soil back. The same thing here. Yeah, so I don't know what that is. But anyway, we're going to tear it apart and get rid of it all. There you can see a thermostat on the shelf there, and some kind of an old transformer. And you never know what you're going to come across. And you know, I was down in this area quite a few times before I finally figured it out that it was here. And because, you know, there's so much stuff in here, I couldn't really see what was going on. And then, you know, I saw this box. Okay, folks, so I'm gonna get this cleaned out now, and we'll show you what it looks like when we sort of get things cleaned up. All right, stay tuned. All right, just give you another look at this before I completely tear it apart. And so here again, this is the entrance into this little room from the crawl space over here. So you would have went in through this way, but I've got this end wall out now. Just I can show you a little bit better. But what's all in here? It's just really weird. I don't know, kind of strange. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going here. Okay, so I've pulled this out so far, and this appears to be an old water conditioning system, that would be the brine tank, I guess, and then this would be the filter tank. The controls up on top. It's just, you know, typical fashion, everything has been cobbled together here. You know, they've got the copper, and what they did was they put this rubber hose over top of the copper and then just clamped it, and you know, then into the house, I guess. And then we got a line here, so that's either in or out. Again, another cobbled up copper thing here. So this is looking, they'd had electrical here for this. There's a plug on this. So it's looking like this was part of this was a water conditioning system. But yeah, I still don't know what this is down here. It's some kind of a cooler unit. I hope it's not too heavy. Gotta haul it out of there. Okay. Alright, so I'm down in this pit and I want to get this piece of equipment out. It's down here, but it's still attached here. This is the electrical. Electrical's all gone, so you know all this stuff's been decommissioned, so it's all safe to work in here. But now it's wet. Those barrels that I had over there are full of water, and so some of it leaked in the process of getting it out. But when you're doing demolition, folks, this is one of the best tools that you can have. A sawzall. This is the original sawzall. This is a Milwaukee sawzall. It's a corded one. This is just invaluable when you start tearing things apart. You can just take and cut stuff apart. You can put metal blades in there. You can put wood blades in. Right now I have a metal blade in it, and I'm going to be cutting these pipes and stuff. So yeah, just make short work of this kind of thing. All right, so I got to get rid of this up here. Maybe I can just pull it out. This appears to be an old line set here. Okay. So that cut easily because that's just copper. I have to take out my camera here. All right, so this, this is the electrical. So I need to cut this back in here. Now here we got an air dryer. That's what that little can is there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. It smells like an old mine in here. That's what it smells like in here. Alright, I'm going to get rid of these pipes up here. That one was just plastic. Get rid of these guys. Okay, get rid of this piece of wire. Alright, so I still got some stuff sticking out here. I'm going to go down in there and try and cut it. Just like that, we got all that out. Alright. I'm about to find out how heavy this thing is. Still got one more pipe to get rid of here. Coming, that's a piece of rubber. I really hope no rats come out here after me. Alright, I think I'm ready to see how heavy this thing is. Oh, here's the lid. Okay, so I'll get rid of that. Okay. Alright, I'll just show you what we're getting here. This is coming apart. Okay, so this is definitely some kind of a refrigeration unit. There's a compressor there, and you can see the coils. So I don't know if that was for for the main home, or what this is all about here. It's a funny, really funny place to put this. Okay, so we'll see how heavy this is. Hopefully you're still lined up there. Still recording. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, this is heavy. So I'm gonna need that space to pull it out where the camera is. So I'm gonna have to turn off the camera and I'll bring you back. Alright, so I'm in the pit here. And you can see there's the skirting comes in here, and here they've insulated in behind here this wall. I've taken this piece of paneling off, and we got more stinky old insulation here. And this is now is looking into the mobile home from this area. And so if you look up there where the bright light is, that's where I showed you before. That's at the front of the home. And you can see here where this is sort of in the middle of it, and we're starting to see a bit more here of how things are underneath. They've put a brand new water line. That white line there is a new piece of PEX where it dives down over there into the ground. That's where the main connection is for the water. And so they've put that new line in, and I'm not sure where it terminates here. I guess it would terminate, yeah, it will terminate up over there. I don't know if you can see where that valve is, but you know, it's all exposed. There's no insulation on that, no heat tape, nothing. So we're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna be relocating where it comes into the home anyways. So it looks like the sewer is connected, is in the middle. If you can see that little T there, back there, you can see the pipe slopes to the back, so the bathroom at the back will run into that T, and then it's sloped towards the front. So that picks up that other bathroom at the front. Let's see if we can go underneath here a bit and get a little better look at it. So it's not too bad underneath there. You know, again, that old insulation and stuff that's laying on the floor there, that's not good on the ground. That's, you know, animals just love to get in there and get into that. And here's some more here. This actually is insulation from under the kitchen. So this is underneath the kitchen sink here. Sorry folks, my camera works not so good on this one. It's hard to get around there, but you can see where there was a break, and they've tried to fix that, but you know, that's again not a proper repair. They tore the underbelly apart and didn't put any insulation back in there. So yeah, that's another thing we'll be fixing as well. All right, I'm just gonna keep tearing, so I'm just pulling stuff out and throwing it out. A little glass jug. All right, stay tuned. All right, folks, so it's another mess cleaned up here. I'll just show you how this looks under here now. So this is, you can see how deep this was. I've actually started to put some fill back into that hole there. I've got about almost a foot in there already. But yeah, that's how deep it was. You can see it's about about 30 inches from the top of that slab to the fill I have there now. You can also see that we've got some concrete underneath here. I don't know why they did that. This was kind of a waste of time and concrete, but they did put some in here for some reason. And I've started to take the skirting apart, so now I'm down to the original unit here, and I've just got done hosing this, so I'm just washing. You know, I've pulled all the crap out from underneath there, and I've just been washing to try and freshen it up underneath there, get rid of all of the old rodent odor and stuff that's underneath there, and just freshen it up. So that will dry out now and make it much nicer to work underneath there. So just carrying along, and we've got some damage over here. You can see how bouncy this is. This basically is all rotten out here, and also underneath here we've got some rotten here. So this is actually the original header joist here for the home, and you can see here the OSB came down over, and this was all rotten. This is the belly wrap that comes up underneath. But yeah, there's going to be some repair work, and this is a combination of a couple things that have caused this. One is this water. There was water leaking at the transition of the roof up there, and it was coming down the wall, and then it got in here, and then it traveled back along, and it goes back basically to where that red tape is on the wall there. That's how far this has traveled back, about 8 feet, and has damaged, you know, that whole support mechanism for this deck. This damage here under the window is caused by this is a window that somebody put in. That's not an original window. The original windows, this is an original window over here. So this is the aluminum slider windows, which, you know, the home was originally equipped with. But at some point somebody did a renovation and they put this vinyl slider in here, and when they did it, they didn't flash it properly over at the top, and that's why I have that red tape there to act as a temporary flashing until we can get this all corrected, just to try and, you know, dry it out. But what was happening is the water comes over the roof there and was running down the window, and then getting into the window, running down around the window, down the wall, and ending up on this sill plate. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of work there to repair that, but I've done lots of that before. There's no problem with that. This is very little of it, actually. There's not much there to correct. Last project I had to repair the bottom foot all the way around the whole thing, and that was a lot of work. All right, so we're going to call this one a wrap now. This is as far as I'm going with this at the moment. Next up, I'm going to head into that building there and get that building down. My strategy is I'm starting to pile stuff up again here. You can see I've got a pile going there, and I've got this old equipment here that I took out today, and I've started another metal pile. Just getting ready for my next bin, and hopefully my next bin will be my last one for the demolition. We might have to get a third one. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'm just going to start piling up again here right now. My plan is kind of, again, you know, I'm kind of all over the map here, but I want to take down the shed next, and then on the other side I'm going to take the platform down for the old addition, and then do the deck last. And the reason I'm doing the deck last is obviously because this is how I get in and out of the house, out of the mobile home. So I want to, you know, this is going to be the last thing to go, because once this goes, I'm not going to have a way to get in and out of there. I'll be on a ladder. All right, folks, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye.